Disclaimer. Before I begin, I do want to inform you that I go hard and real with what I'm about to say on this episode. If you cannot handle my truth, sense of humor, sarcasm, and explicit language, then I advise you to not listen. This episode will contain words that may be triggering and may have graphic details, so listen per your discretion. If you can handle what I'm about to say, without further ado, sit back and enjoy. Welcome back to another episode of yours truly. It is I, your one and only host, Druelee, of course. On this episode, I will be talking about independent women. Now, I consider myself an independent woman, and I know that there are people out there who do not like independent women, men or female, doesn't matter who. But I think a majority of the time, men don't like independent women. Now, when you think about an independent woman, you think that, okay, she's masculine, she don't need a man, she's a boss ass bitch, that she do her own thing, she's good, right? But what exactly is an independent woman? An independent woman can be described as someone who is self-reliant, self-sufficient, and she's capable of taking care of herself both emotionally and financially. So as an independent woman myself, there are a couple of things that I do consider as an independent woman. First and foremost is being self-reliant. Now, an independent woman is capable of managing her own lives and making decisions without relying on others for constant support or validation. They do take responsibility for their actions and their choices. So instead of pointing fingers at other people, the things that they've done wrong, they self-reflect and they look at themselves and what they did and did not do correctly. They also, again, make their own choices in life. They don't rely on other people to choose what they do in their life. And for the most part, they don't really need a lot of people to support them because they got themselves ready. And they don't need validation because they are self-aware and they can validate for themselves. The next one will definitely be financially independent. A lot of independent women strive for financial stability and security. They are capable of earning their own income, they can manage their finances, and they make informed financial decisions. I know a lot of times, men in particular, they don't like it when a woman is all about her money and she doesn't need him to financially support her. But she herself wants to be able to provide for herself, meaning pay for her own bills, pay for her own meals, go out and pay for her own things. Like, she's okay with doing all of that. She doesn't depend on her parents or friends or relatives or whoever, close families or friends to help her financially. She got it, basically. The next one will definitely be personal growth and development. As an independent woman, we do prioritize personal growth. We do love self-improvements and we enjoy self-discovery. We have our own goals and passions and aspirations, and we do actively work towards achieving them. And I know that sometimes when we do have goals, or when people have goals in general, they don't like to achieve them, or it's really hard for them to actually do it. But as an independent woman, when we have those goals, we tend to want to work on it, to work on ourselves to make sure that we are growing as an individual, as a woman, as an independent woman, so that we can become the best version of ourselves. So definitely love personal growth, anything personal growth when it comes to ourselves. Whether it's reading, writing, working out, whatever it is that's helping us to improve every day, we're all about that. Another one would be autonomy. Us independent women, we do value our autonomy and the freedom to our lives and to basically do it on our own terms. We like to make choices based on our own values, our needs, and desires. We don't, again, going back to being self-reliant, we don't need anybody else to hold us back or to make decisions for us. We want the freedom. We love freedom. We want to be able to live life based on our own terms. We don't want our parents or our friends or family to hold us back. We just want to strive and live freely. That's all. Another one would be being confident and assertive. Independent women, they often exhibit confident self-assurance and assertiveness. We are not afraid to express our opinions, assert our boundaries, or stand up for ourselves. A lot of times, people tend to not have boundaries, and they tend to basically push their own emotions aside, and they rather do things or say things for other people. And as an independent woman, we are very assertive, we're really direct, and our boundaries are super strong. We have boundaries, and the reason why we have boundaries is because it's to protect us, to make sure that our mental mind is stable, and that we're doing something that is pertaining to us. And it's not being selfish, it's just more of protecting ourselves, making sure that we're okay. If we don't have boundaries, we don't draw boundaries, then we're not standing up for ourselves, and we're not protecting ourselves. We got to make sure that we're okay. Of course, when being assertive and standing up for ourselves, we are a lot confident, and we are able to express how we feel, our opinions. Yeah, we're more confident and assertive. The next one will be emotional intelligence, meaning that we are independent women, are emotionally resilient, and we are able to handle any challenges, any setbacks, and difficult situations with grace and strength. We have a strong sense of self-awareness and emotional intelligence. With that, we are in our emotions. It doesn't matter if we're sad, mad, angry, whatever the emotion is, we understand what those emotions mean and why those emotions happen. We allow ourselves to be in all of those emotions. And I know that it's a lot harder for some individual who tend to, ignore what they're feeling in the moment. A lot of times, especially with men, they don't like to show their emotions a lot. But for us independent women, we tend to do that. We're more emotionally intelligent. We understand why certain people feel a certain way as well too. But again, going back to us, we're not afraid to show our emotions. We're not afraid to understand them. We're not afraid to challenge our emotions. We're basically emotionally intelligent on that area. And then lastly, we know how to balance relationships. Independent women, we seek relationships that are based on mutual respect, equality, and support. We value partnerships where both individuals can maintain their independence. We can pursue our own interests, and we can contribute to the relationship as equals. So when it comes to, it doesn't matter if it's a relationship between a male and female, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, friends and family. We know how to balance ourselves and our relationship with other people. We understand that at the end of the day, even though we are married or we are in a partnership, we understand that we still have to live our own individual life, and we allow our partners to have their own independence and allowing ourselves to also have the independent life as well. And we know that it's okay to have different interests. It's okay to step back and, have your own me time. We're not too controlling. We're not trying to dictate our partners or our relationship that we're in to only favor towards ourselves. No, we just want an equal balance in the relationship. So now, why would a woman choose to be independent? For me, I would have to say I choose to be independent. It's because of a couple of reasons. First reason would be for survival. I can continue to live with my dad, and you guys have known that, I used to live with my dad after a divorce. And, as much as I wanted to stay with him and, save money and, I don't know, just be around family, I just chose to not live with anybody but to live by myself, because when you surround yourself with, people who have negative energy, it's not going to help you to become the best version of yourself. And so I just decided to just move out and live on my own. And yes, it can be difficult at times, but it's just for survival mode, basically. I do have to say that for myself, I have a hard time trusting other people, just because when I met a lot of people who, let me down, and who has, or you could say, abandoned like relationships with me. I just rather just do this on my own. I just gotta make sure that I'm okay, because at the end of the day, you guys have to realize that you are still living your own life. Just because like I mentioned, just because you're married or you are in a partnership with someone, that doesn't mean that stops you from living your own life. And that's what I've decided to do. I just decided to be independent. I just work on myself, making sure that I'm okay financially, emotionally, mentally, physically, all of that. And yes, I do have to say it is hard. And for those who choose to be independent, men or female, who choose to do life on your own, I understand completely. And especially for us women, I'm not saying that it's easy being independent. It's easy living on your own, but for the majority of the time is to survive. Now, some men can say that, why is she so independent? Why is she so masculine? Because when you hear the word independent, and especially when it's an independent woman, a lot of times people think that independent women are too masculine and that they're not feminine enough. The only reason why she's so masculine is because she has to. Again, going back to survival, she has to survive the world in order to live life. And the only way she can do that is to be in her masculine energy. She can be a switch back and forth. But in the meantime, when she's by herself, she's living independently, then she has to be more masculine. That way she can protect herself. She can make sure that she's okay. I'm not saying that independent women have it the worst and men, they have it easier, but coming from me as an independent woman, and I'm honestly letting you guys know that, the reason why we are independent, we choose to be independent, is because we need to do that in order to survive life. Another one would be being in control in our finances. Like going back to what I mentioned earlier, for me, I want to be in control of my finance. I don't like it when other people control what I spend or how I contribute to the bills. And again, I have no problem helping my dad, and I have no problem, helping anyone with the bills. But I just like to be in more control of my finance, knowing that, I am a grown up. I don't need anybody else to tell me that this bill is due on this day. But at the end of the day, I just want to pay my finance whenever I want to, spend it however I want to. And that is another reason why some women choose to be independent. Another one, like I mentioned already, just to live independently, to live by yourself. When you live with other people who are very negative, other people who rely on you to do everything, that means buying groceries, paying the bills, and doing majority of the things that is at home, it could be a bit too much. So I just prefer to just live by myself. That way, I can clean whatever I want to clean. I can make dinner whenever I want to make dinner. I can walk around naked if I want to. There's nobody there to see my body. So that's a perk of living by myself. I enjoy that a lot. It is a lot of responsibility just to, of course, pay the bills and whatnot, but the perks of living by yourself is you get to do all of that. You get to come in and out whenever you want to. You don't have to be home at a certain time to take care of another human being. You get to go out whenever you want to go out. You stay out whenever you want to stay out. Invite other people over. It doesn't matter. Like, you make your own schedule and you do whatever you want to do when you live by yourself. So those are just a couple of things that an independent woman would choose to be independent. And from my experience, those are the things that is the reason why I choose to be independent. Now, when you talk about choosing to date men, basically as an independent woman, we choose to date a wide range of men, and the preferences may vary based on personal experience and individual preferences. However, there are some qualities and a characteristic that us independent women often value within our partners. And here are a couple of those. The first and foremost would be respect for our independence. As independent women, we typically seek partners who respect and support our independence. We look for individuals who appreciate our freedom, who appreciate and encourage our personal growth, and they're not threatened by our self-sufficiency. They're okay with us doing whatever we want to do, and it doesn't affect them at all. Another one would be equality and partnership. Us independent women, we prioritize relationships based on equality and mutual respect. We seek partners who is willing to share responsibilities, to make decisions together, and value our opinions and contributions. Basically, we don't want a lazy partner, okay? We want someone who understands what it takes to be in an equal partnership. Now, I'm not saying that you have to be 50-50 in a partnership. You can go 100% in the relationship, but we want someone who knows what it takes to be a man, who knows what it takes to be in a partnership, and who values our opinions because we value their opinions, and they also value us contributing to the relationship. It's just more of, just having someone who can give and take, basically, because I'm willing to give and take, and I'm willing to work my butt off to make sure that we are successful in our relationship. And if he understands that, then great. Another one would be, we want a man who is emotionally intelligent and mature. As an independent woman, we often value partners who demonstrate emotional intelligence. They're mature and strong, and they have strong communication skills. We do seek individuals who can handle conflicts constructively, they can express their emotions effectively, and they can engage in open and honest dialogue. We don't want a man who's just going to sit there when we have something in our mind and we have a concern that we want to talk to them about. We want a man who can sit and understand where we're coming from. They can comprehend what we're saying to them, because we know that we can do that as well too. We can sit there. We can allow our men to express their emotion and to let us know what's going on in his head. And if you meet someone who is like that, even better. Because again, we don't want a man who doesn't know himself, who can't express his emotions, who's not okay to talk about the good things and the bad things, or to basically show emotions. Because a lot of times in society, men are not supposed to show their emotions. As an independent woman, we would prefer a man who is willing to show emotions. It's not a weak thing. It's actually a strength coming from a man who can do that. So men who is emotionally intelligent and they are mature when it comes to expressing their emotions and being able to engage in conversations or situations that we need to work on is a plus for us, okay? Another one would be being supportive and encouraging. Similar to the last one, being mature and all that stuff. Us independent women, we appreciate our partners who are supportive and encouraging of our goals, dreams, and aspirations. We seek individuals who inspire and motivate us and who can be our biggest cheerleaders, because we know how it feels like to achieve our goals, to have dreams, to have aspirations, and to be successful in it, and to actually dive into that and actually do it, to make it happen in real life, to turn it into reality. When we have a man who sees that, who supports us, who's not competing with us, get into that kind of level, that's the kind of man that we prefer to date. A man who supports us, encourages us. And because we, like I said, we're willing to do that. We are able to do that. We're able to listen to what they gotta say. Even though some of the men's dreams and goals can't be turned into reality, but we're willing to listen and support them and encourage them in any way. But at the end of the day, it's not our job to, be there to actually help them with their dreams, because that's not our dream. Our dreams is totally different from our man's dream. So just understand that it's not our job as an independent woman to carry or to live a man's dream, because that's not our dream. We can be there to support and give advice and whatnot, but at the end of the day, you as a man will have to be the one to go for your goals, go for your dreams, and do it. At the same time, us women would prefer a man to also do the same with us as well. The other thing will be a man who is confident and self-assured. We as independent women are often attracted to partners who have their own sense of confidence and self-assurance. And for our man to have value within themselves, who are secure and in themselves and their own achievements. And this can foster a healthy and balanced relationship dynamic. So when a man knows who he is and he's confident and he's self-aware, he knows what he's doing, that is a plus for us, because it shows that he doesn't rely on us for everything, on boosting his ego, or always telling him, oh, you're doing a good job. Like, he understands himself. He can self-affirm himself, and he's able to accomplish any achievements that he achieved. And with that, it creates a good, healthy, balanced relationship between him and between me. So that's definitely something that we look into when it comes to dating a man. And then lastly, having shared values and interests. As an independent woman, we want partners who share the same values, same interests, and same passions. We look for individuals whom they can connect intellectually, emotionally, and spiritually, and mentally. You don't want to be with somebody whom you don't have the same values in life, interests in life, or doesn't have passion in life, who doesn't have the same lifestyle. You want to, meet somebody who has the same thing. And if you guys are able to share that, then it wouldn't complicate the relationship at all. So it doesn't matter what kind of values and interests you have. If you're able to detect emotions from other people or from each other, or to, walk in the same spiritual beliefs, just make sure that you guys have something that you guys shared and are passionate about. If you guys don't, the relationship's not going to work out. So that's what I say. These are just a couple of things that independent women look for when it comes to dating men. Just remember that these preferences can vary from person to person, and not all independent women will prioritize the same qualities in their partners. Each individual has their own unique preferences and compatibility factors when it comes to relationship. Ultimately, the most important aspect is finding a partner who respects you and support you and understand an independent woman's freedom, values, and goals in life. I know that there is two types of independent women. The first type is what I explained to you guys earlier and throughout this podcast or this entire episode. Now, to know the difference between a good Miss Independent woman and a not so good independent woman is that the bad one is basically an independent woman who is all about herself, who is a Miss Boss Ass bitch, who is very super duper opinionated about her views, her values, and she's always right. She's never wrong. She will say, I don't need a man. I can do this all by myself. I can do bad by myself. A woman who degrades and see very low of a man whom she doesn't see them as a equal partner, and she thinks that she's above her partner or above a man. No, that is the type of independent woman that we don't want to be. Okay. And for those who don't know how to know the difference between a good one and a bad one, that is what it is. Okay. Just a woman who just she's single, she's by herself, she claims herself that she's independent, but she's too aggressive, she's too much. She thinks that everything is all about her and her way only. She's super duper stubborn, and she would not change her mind for anybody. And that is what I consider independent woman who is not really a good independent woman. Okay. So ladies, if you're like that, where you are too much, or you're consider yourself a boss ass bitch, or super opinionated about everything, and it has to be your way, nobody's way, like, come on, calm that down. We don't need to be so aggressive. Let's just be in the middle. Like, I get that you know your worth. I get that you know what you're talking about, but we don't need to have that kind of personality. We don't need that kind of independent woman to be out and about and interacting with people. Okay. I don't consider myself that kind of independent woman. I consider myself what I mentioned to you guys earlier in this episode. I'm just letting you guys know that not all independent women are bad. Okay. For those who are super aggressive, maybe they haven't worked on themselves. Maybe they haven't gotten to a point in their life where they are self-developing themselves to become a better woman, a better person. And that's something that they're missing on. Maybe they need to heal from the traumas, or I don't know, whatever they got going on. They don't mean to be that aggressive. I mean, there's a reason why. But again, ladies, if you are that type of independent woman, you gotta step it down a little notch, and if you need to seek a counselor or go to therapy to get help to tone that down, please do. Because if you are looking to find a husband or find a partner, you're not going to find that, because no man would want that kind of aggressive, independent woman. You basically are portraying yourself, or basically portraying independent woman to basically have like a bad rep, basically. Because I consider myself an independent woman, and just because I'm an independent woman, that doesn't mean that I don't want anybody. I do want somebody. I don't need them, but I do want them for, companionship, for being able to have physical touch, to have conversation with someone. And it's not good to always be by yourself, always in your head. As an independent woman, if you desire to have partnership and to also have someone be part of your life, but at the same time be independent, then go for it. Again, just work on yourself, become a better version of yourself, and eventually you'll find that person. And men, please do not diss all independent women. Just because she considers herself independent doesn't mean that she's above you or she's better than you. No, she's just more self-aware, and it's best to get with someone who is aware of themselves versus someone who's not. And when you are with someone who don't know who they truly are, you're basically babysitting somebody. You're basically teaching that person how to be human, or how to, I don't know, live life. And do you really want that? No. That's why as independent women, we are super picky, and we're also are a lot more aware of who we want to welcome into our life and to have partnership with or have relationship with. Again, men, don't diss on independent women. There's plenty of women out there who mean well. And trust me, if you are with someone who is independent, she will definitely, encourage you, be a positive motivator, who will support you, and, just be another companionship right there with you, because she knows how it feels to do all this by yourself. I just hope that with this episode that it could give men and women that, this is what an independent woman is. She, just because she's independent, that doesn't mean that she doesn't want to be in a relationship. She does, but it has to be with the right man. Again, it's not easy to be an independent woman, and she chooses to do it because she has to do it. And until she meets someone who is the right man, who can add to her life, who's not stressing her life, and who's uplifting her the same way as how she would with him, then of course she will definitely, have a bonus thing in her life, which is a good thing for her. So I hope that you guys understand that. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep it short, because I feel like on my episodes I've been like blabbering and just adding some like random stuff, repeating myself. But I just want to keep it short and simple for you guys to know, to be aware that you know, not all independent women are bad, and these are the things that us independent women are, our characteristic and the person that we meet when it comes to partnership. And you know, we just want the best for not only ourselves but for other people who we build relationship with. So that is that. And again, thank you guys so much for whoever has been listening to me, this who's been listening and supporting me from the beginning until now. And I have so much stuff that I want to incorporate when it comes to my, I guess, my brand of yours truly. You could say that. If you guys haven't seen, I've been posting this new series called Motivational Messages, where I will be uploading, I guess, every week pertaining to anything that is very motivational to you guys. So far, I've done motivational one and self-love. And then just stay tuned as always, and always follow my YouTube channel because that's where I'll be posting those videos. And eventually I will be incorporating some affirmation videos as well. I also have been adding some past TikTok videos of me cooking as well too. So if you guys don't have TikTok and you guys want to see that on my YouTube channel, I will have that available for you as well. That way, you know, you guys just not only seeing my episode posted on my YouTube channel, but you guys have a variety of what I do as a single woman. And yeah, I hope that you guys enjoy those videos. But other than that, that is it that I have for this episode. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.